Now that there has been so many trends of that girl, it girl, clean girl, it's like, why? Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about why I feel no desire to become clean girl, it girl, that girl, whatever kind of girl you want to call it. I am not using that as like a landmark for where I'm trying to go. And I found it very interesting now that there has been so many trends of that girl, it girl, clean girl. It's like, why? So I don't think the trend is inherent, these trends are inherently bad. I don't think they begin maliciously. I think they do generally begin maybe out of good intention, but even though it can come off very much like I'm not like other girls but not in the typical I'm not like other girls way, in the, you know, I don't party, I don't stay up. Like if we're talking about that girl is the girl who does everything right. Basically, right? She wakes up, she makes her aesthetic looking smoothie, she has avocado toast and an iced coffee, she goes to the gym, she comes home, she studies, she has a perfect aesthetic looking lunch that includes all of the different types of meat, like it's very on the nose, perfect all the time, aesthetically pleasing. And then she meditates and she does her skincare and she does the face roller and she does her hair and then she, you know, goes to bed. Repeat, 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 repeat. The point of that girl is she's always on and she's doing everything right. She studies, she goes to the gym, she eats well, right? Clean girl is more of a style thing. And that's why I'm saying I don't think it's always malicious, but I always want to be hypercritical of the different boxes we create that we all then shoot towards for a couple months, and then it switches to something else, and then we say, oh, I don't want to be this girl, I want to be that girl now. I don't want to be that girl now, I want to be clean girl. I don't want to be clean girl, I want to be, what's next? What's next? Because there will be a next. Come back to this video in, I don't know, 3-4 months. There will be another type of girl, and it's just like, guys don't have to deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because I've never had the desire to follow any of those routines. I think just because it never felt real to me. Like that girl to me looks like it has an obsession with aesthetic and the way things appear, maybe not as much as they feel. Because for me, I'm a feeler first. And I'm not saying I live like a great life, like I cry a lot, my mental health isn't super great right now, but I'm honest. If I'm anything ever, I'm always honest, and I'm always feeling and trying to pay attention to that. So if I need a day where I just get to like feel like shit and stay home and binge something and do nothing productive, and maybe even like be on my phone. Like, you know how you're not supposed to be on your phone, but sometimes you're like, I just need to tap out. I just need to have TV on, be able to scroll on my phone without judging myself just for a bit so that I can decompress. And then I'm not saying you should always be on your phone. That's not what I'm trying to say. Like that is a habit I'm trying to break, but I'm also realistic with myself in the sense of sometimes you can just let yourself do shit and not think too much about it because you just need to let it go. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes I will do something like that and it'll help me recalibrate to be more like quote unquote on track. But again, like even that term on track is like, do I even believe in that? I think you should be going by what you feel like you should be doing. And I think my slight criticism of these like trends of like this girl, that girl, is I worry it makes people inauthentic, and I worry that people sometimes just don't know how to be their authentic selves, and that's why they feel the need to like follow other people's like definition of what is the way to be, you know? And I'm always hypercritical of things that feel like this is the way to be. Does that make sense? I'm not saying these trends are evil. They do sort of maybe annoy me. Let me try and really articulate, because if I'm thinking about it, I'm like, Why do they annoy me so much? I think it's just the prospect of like how to be that girl. I think that sentence in general I hate, because everything you need is something you need to uncover and discover like within yourself. It's not like an outward extrapolation search. Does that make sense? And so presenting it like that is false to me. It feels a little fake, and it feels like we're putting so much emphasis on aesthetic when aesthetics don't make you happy. Ask the bitches. Ask the that girls and the clean girls. Ask them if they're really truly happy. And some of them might be for sure, right? Because they're going to bed early and they're getting good sleep, which is really, if there's one good thing I can say to the that girl, they go to bed early, and sleep is like so much of your happiness. So maybe they are happy. Maybe they are. I feel that they are a little just type A, personally. Like, you know, they're always writing a lot of shit down. My brain doesn't work like that. A lot of people's brains just don't work like that. It's like a specific kind of way to work, and I don't like when it's so glamorized that being like, okay, I think what annoys me a little bit is the assumption that like hyper organization equals good life, because it doesn't necessarily, and that you have to do something in a way that like looks aesthetically pleasing and seems hyper organized. That really just might be too much for you, and you shouldn't have to feel bad about that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it does sort of make it feel like, oh, if you're not doing this, what are you doing? And it's like, girl, I'm doing fine. I wake up, nothing looks aesthetic, but guess what? I'm still here. I'm still here. We're living, laughing, loving, learning, okay? And I could never do all the organizing that they do. I don't know. I think it's just false facades to me. It feels a little presentational. And I just wish we could be more internal. Now, internal value system and navigation rather than external. Does that make sense? You should have the opportunity to be your authentic self before you start trying to be somebody else. That's how I feel about it. I'm not trying to diss anyone. I'm not trying to diss anybody who does the that girl or the clean girl or the it girl, that girl, whatever. I don't know. There's too many. I'm not dissing anyone who does that. Like, it could have inspired someone to go to bed early. Who am I to tell you to stop doing that? I would just say always be hypercritical of anybody who's like telling you how to be. That's it. Be whatever kind of girl or not girl you want to be, okay? Thank you very much for watching. I love you. Goodbye.